My grandmother passed away last fall. She was the last of her generation in our family, and her death hit us all hard. After the funeral, my parents asked me to help clean out her old Victorian house before it was listed for sale. I had always loved that house growing up. Creaky wooden floors, narrow hallways, and that smell of aged wood and lavender she always kept around. It was nostalgic and unsettling in ways I never really questioned. She lived in a small, quiet town in Maine, tucked between dense pine trees and shrouded in a constant gray mist during autumn. I took a week off work, drove up, and stayed in the guest room to sort through her belongings. On the third day, I decided to tackle the attic. The attic had always been locked. Grandma used to say it was just storage and not safe for kids, so I never pressed it. But when I checked the back of her closet, I found the old brass key labeled attic in her handwriting. Something about the way the key looked, tarnished with small symbols etched into the stem, gave me pause. Still, curiosity won. I unlocked the attic door. The hinges groaned like something long asleep. The air was thick with dust and silence, and for a moment, I thought I saw something shift in the darkness. But I shook it off. Just shadows and my overactive mind. The attic wasn't anything unusual at first. Just old boxes, trunks filled with yellowing books, and antique furniture draped in sheets. But then I noticed it, a corner of the attic where the floorboards were different, newer, clean, like they'd been replaced recently. I knelt down and knocked. Hollow, a trapdoor. It took some effort, but I pried it open. Beneath was a narrow wooden staircase leading downward, not back into the house, but deeper into the walls, like a forgotten part of the structure that wasn't supposed to exist. Every part of me screamed not to go down there, but I did. The steps were steep, the space narrow. I had to duck, feeling the air get colder with each step. The wood smelled wrong, damp, but also sweet like something rotting underneath sugar. At the bottom was a small door, barely shoulder height. I pushed it open. The room inside was pitch black except for a small oil lamp on a table, still filled and ready to light. I struck a match. Why I saw it didn't make sense. It looked like a perfect replica of my grandmother's living room, but smaller, like a dollhouse version, with real materials. Every detail was there. The yellow floral couch, the cross-stitched pillows, the same photos in miniature frames. Even her favorite book sat open on the coffee table. But no dust, no decay, like it had just been used. I stepped inside, heart pounding, unsure whether I was inside a memory or some elaborate replica. That's when I noticed a chair. Someone was sitting in it. I froze. It was a woman, her back to me, hair in a tight gray bun, just like Grandma used to wear. I couldn't see her face, but her body was still, unmoving. I backed away slowly, but as I turned to leave, I heard it. "Where do you think you're going?" Her voice was just like I remembered, but colder. Wrong, like it came from deep within the walls. I ran, slammed the little door, climbed the steps two at a time. But the attic wasn't the attic anymore. Everything was darker, stretched. The trunks were open now, and inside were dolls. Life-sized, porcelain-faced, all dressed in vintage clothes, with glassy eyes that seemed to follow me. One of them wore my grandmother's favorite dress. I didn't stop. I raced down the stairs, through the house, out into the driveway. I didn't stop until I was back in my car, hands shaking as I pulled away from that house. I never told my parents. I let them finish the clean out. I lied and said I hadn't found anything strange in the attic. The house sold quickly. A young couple with a baby moved in. But here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, I got a package in the mail. No return address. Inside was a photo of me, standing in that hidden room. Behind me, in the chair, was my grandmother, smiling, and behind her was another version of me,